First, I want to start out with Dame deserves to be an all-star. Deserves to be an all-star. He's helped us get, achieve the second best record in the East. He's a proven vet, and he deserves this. So get out and vote. Get out and vote. Dame deserves to be on the all-star team.
Just to finish that train thought, I guess, Malik's in the running for three-point.
Absolutely. Another one of our guys, Malik, deserves it. He's shooting over almost 48% from the three, 6 or more three-point attempts a game. That means he's accurate and he's shooting at a high clip. And another big reason why we are where we are today. So, yeah, Bees, definitely. Malik Beasley, get out and vote.
Along those lines, though, I guess in Cleveland, you talked about this, and the guys said after about stickiness. Without Giannis, the ball didn't quite move. Did these last couple of days of film breakdown really emphasize or re-emphasize how important that ball movement is? Whether Giannis or Dame play.
Yeah, just the quality of shots. One of our pillars on the offensive end is our shot quality. When you take high percentage shots, you give yourself a chance. But it was more also, Cleveland's defense. They're top 5, they're long, they're athletic, and you have to have that discipline, and you got to go in and execute. A lot of our offense was like a dribble up shot or a one pass shot. You got to be able to move their defense. You got to be able to execute to second, third kind of action, move the ball side to side. And I thought that was the brunt of our issues because, when you don't take great shots, you don't have great floor balance. I think Mitchell had, 30-some points. 16 of them came in transition. We just couldn't get our defense back set. So it's just one thing kind of bled into the other. But, you're right. We have to the last couple of days were great. We were able to work on some things, put some counters in, give them some visuals and some language in there that'll help them, play to that second and third side.
You guys have been really good at home this rest. A bunch of wins. On the road, it's been close to 500. How do you feel like you guys can, get your game to travel a little bit better and be a little bit stronger?
Well, it's tough, number one, to win on the road. You have to play very good basketball on both sides of the ball. And there's no easy games. There's just no way around it. Like Detroit is playing better. They have some getting their guys back healthier. They're playing more competitive if you're watching the games. And they have talent. Every NBA team has talent. And it's easy to say, oh, that's just Detroit. But Detroit has size. They have some good scoring. They got guys, Alex Burks off the bench. They have guys that are really NBA pros. So it always comes down to controlling what we can control. And I think, we have to learn from last game of taking care of the ball, shot quality, getting our defense back, defense set with transition, sprinting back, getting in our gaps, controlling the ball, keeping the ball out of paint, and then just multiple effort. You got to do a lot of things well on the court, at home, and even more on the road.
You guys never want to lose a game like that with that kind of margin. But do games like that help you as a coach, as a teacher, be able to make the points that you need to make and say, like, hey, we do have to keep focused. We do have to keep it here. I know it's January. It's the middle of the season. We're trying to fight through. But does a loss like that help refocus everyone?
That's kind of typically how it goes. But I think also you have to make those points when you win too. I've been around a long time. It's easy to fall into that trap when things are bad. You start watching film. You start breaking down film. Film sessions are longer, but you could easily fall into the trap of not doing as much when you're winning. Because number one, every team is different. Sometimes you can win just based on talent. But when April, May, and June come, you have to win by execution and your talent. And, great players are always going to make great plays, but the tougher the competition, we have to have those habits now. But, of course, games like this, you're going to have their attention. But I think it's also critical, wins or losses, you have to build those habits of, like, how do we get better? Even after I win, how do we get better? because the competition is great, and again, the further you want to go in the postseason, the better the teams are, and you definitely have to have those habits built in now.
Did you notice that difference in practice, though, in terms of them wanting to kind of bounce back and kind of feeling a little bit?
No, I mean, this team has a lot of pride, and of course, we don't want to lose the way we lost. So, guys came in with great attitude, great effort. We show them on the film where we can get better. Transition defense in particular. It takes what it takes. Teams are playing faster. Your first 3 steps got to be a sprint back, and you got to get in your gaps, and you got to build walls, and then it's multiple efforts after that. But I didn't think we gave ourselves a chance in that game. As far as our shot selection, didn't allow us to have the proper floor balance, and then we just, were giving them kind of gaps and holes in where they can just punch those gaps and holes and get to the rim. And so, and they were shooting high percentage shots, So, it's you show them what we need to improve on. They were very receptive. This is a really great coaching, a group of guys that are very coachable. So it's not hard in that sense. It just continue to building the habits.
Your first half of your first year as a head coach, I mean, Cleveland was the 41st game. Your roster changed right before camp. Coaching staff changed right before the regular season. How have you evolved, I guess? And it's only been 3.5 months, but there's been like a lot, for you. Where do you think, when you look back at yourself, not even to June, but to September 27th, how have you seen yourself change, grow? Has it been what you thought, harder?
No, it's of course it's nothing really prepares you for some of the things that you have to deal with on a daily basis. It just comes with sitting in that seat. But I do think just the way my parents raised me. My dad was a really spiritual, religious guy, and I think the biggest lesson that he taught me when I was a kid is that stuff doesn't always go your way. And then life is full of adversity, is how you respond. And, I've undrafted, fighting and clawing my way in the CBA and the minor leagues and then getting the NBA, and I ended up playing 9 years. I had to fight and claw, a lot of setbacks, a lot of disappointments. But the key in life is just not to give up and keep finding ways to improve. We got the right people on board, so that's made my job, a lot easier. John and his entire staff, we're like a family here. The players been great. My staff have been great. But it's not supposed to be easy. It's not going to be easy. But you just got to keep fighting. You got to keep finding ways to get better. Our goal, you got to keep your eye on the prize. Our goal is to be playing our best basketball in April, May, and June. And we're going to have some setbacks. Sometimes you got to take a step back to take 2 forward. A lot of times in this league, it doesn't always go your way. It's not supposed to. But I think the hard times is what is going to build that resiliency in us, that character that we need. Because we've gone through stretches where we won a lot of games so far, and then there's some games where we wish we could get back. But the only thing you can do is just stay focused on your controllables, what we can control, keep great attitude. I have a list of kind of no excuses, no complaining, no brilliant jerks. We have like some mantras. They get tired of me saying the same stuff over and over. But again, I've been around this league a long time, and you got to build a positive culture. You got to stay positive with each other. But you got to hold each other accountable too. You got to have the hard conversations of ways that we got to get better. But at the end of the day, we all want the same thing, and that's to win. We're all in this together. I know what Giannis wants. I know what Dane wants. I know what Brooke wants. I know what John wants. I know what my staff want. I know what I want. And when you're aligned, you're going to bring the best out of each other because we have an organization full of high-character people.
I know Marjan went to the herd last night in his postgame interview and said, I think I was needing a quad or something like that. Was he able to go there?
Yes, and shout out to my young guys. AJ Green, Marjan, Chris, they were with the herd last night. Did a tremendous job and went in that game. I thought they played extremely well. All of them did, including Ty. And Marjan had, I want to say, 23, 24 points. He played phenomenal. So they did a good job, and then they had a quick turnaround back here and had a good practice. So, want to always show them, our young guys, you never know when you're going to need them.
From a health perspective,
Yes, Giannis. I think he's listed as probable, but he had a good practice today. And just hoping he's ready to go tomorrow.
Anyone else listed or anything like that?
No,
Come through.
no. Jay had a great practice. Everyone else was there.